I have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Okay, it's not really a bone to pick. I just want everybody to know, if they're watching the video podcast, the shots are beautiful. Everything outside of the frame, there's random crap everywhere. There's things you.
There's not.
There's a fire alarm. There's bug spray.
There's
computer monitor.
How has he even come up with this stuff? How is he coming up with this stuff?
Like logs for a fireplace. This man doesn't have a fireplace. I don't know why they're here. There's more
How does
weights.
he come up with this stuff, man?
There's every corner, everywhere I look.
Why would I have that?
I don't know.
Who owns?
That's what I want to know. Because I was thinking, what we need is like a big table where there's like cool stuff. We have like a cactus and like a bowl of fruit.
This was balling on a budget.
What was the budget? Didn't you already have this table? And didn't you already have these
No,
chairs?
I bought the table too.
You bought this table?
Yeah.
You bought this tiny ass table?
I needed a cheap table.
Oh my God. I could have given you. I have tables. I could have used that. Oh my God.
Whatever you want to bring to invest in up the beauty, the production value, by all means.
We got to invest in some chairs.
Nothing's stopping you.
Invest in a chair, and you can invest in a chair.
Anyway, bone picked. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Off Angle Podcast, where two best friends take a look at movies and all that life has to offer from a slightly different perspective. Isaac is here too, apparently. He wants to be
Isaac!
We're three best friends discuss cat stuff. I got a cat advent calendar from Ashley. It's got cat treats. So it's not for me, it's for him, but it's just got cat treats in it.
What, is he going to open them?
I didn't think that. Oh, it's kind of useless.
I know. So you got to open up his advent calendar?
We'll make a little thing of it. I'll put his, we'll put on matching PJs. It'll be great.
Okay, well then you got to get one for you that he has to open. Honestly.
Okay, all right. Or we could just, if there's multiple treats in each one, I'll have one. He has one.
Okay.
I've eaten cat food before.
Yeah,
I've eaten his cat food before, so. For a little behind the scenes look here, when the episodes go live usually are way after we've recorded them because we kind of wanted to stockpile them, but we've already ran out of our stockpile because things happened and we didn't get a chance to record.
Yeah.
So now we're
on track.
Yeah, we're just kind of live now. We're back to square one. We just posted one the day we're recording.
But you know what that means? On-time content.
Yes, timely content. That's what we want. I mean, I think, like I said, if we needed to slide one in there, we got to talk about this movie this week, we can always push it back,
yeah, true.
Still, I don't want everything we talk about to be dated, so.
We just record 2 episodes that could go anywhere. It could go a year from now.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
We don't have a week. We just put it in, and it's like, welcome to the 18th episode of the podcast. I haven't even been keeping track of the episodes because this is episode 3.
This is episode 4.
This is episode 4.
Yes. Which is anything that we usually quit on would have already ended. So this one hasn't get posted, but if this one gets posted,
it'll get posted.
Then we're doing good. We're doing all right.
We keep it rolling. It's not even that hard, especially once I have an environment where we can go back and forth or something to traveling, so I don't have to drive here every week.
If we ever needed, we could technically do it.
That's
not
lame.
person, but agreed. I agree.
That's boring.
If we
have some Discord videos.
If there's COVID too.
Hey, everybody.
Well, if you just decorate your room to look exactly the same.
Green screen even.
Yeah. They wouldn't know the difference.
Hey, guys, I'm here.
Not to break the immersion. We're not even in the same room right now.
I'll reach out and high-five you.
That was
crazy. We're totally in the same place.
Did I tell you that I saw Eric Andre?
I think you told me you were going to, but you didn't tell me what happened. Did he
So I saw
show his asshole or something?
Unfortunately not. Okay. It was very strange, but it was a thing for Ashley's campus at her college.
Yep.
He did a performance because that's what people do. So he had to be relatively tame.
Okay, fair.
He kept his clothes on. I was kind of disappointed, but he got to the point where he was asking for people's phones and texting and FaceTiming their moms.
Oh, no.
That was pretty enjoyable.
Oh, no.
But the main event was at the end, he brought 2 volunteers to the stage for $20, I think, from his own pocket, which is cool, to see who could chug a bottle of ranch the fastest. Hidden Valley, too. Even worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
So
and people actually went in and did it.
they did. Dude took it like a champ. The one that won, he crushed it for $20 from Eric Andre.
my
I don't know if he threw up
God.
immediately after. That's like 3,000 calories immediately. So if you
would
actually
die.
reach under the table,
Okay. No. A bottle of ranch.
yeah,
We're doing it, baby.
for
Ranch it
except I'm not gonna pay you. It's just for
Free.
fun.
It's
just
for
the gag.
exposure, Tony.
Yeah,
It's
people
for
will
the
eat it up on
podcast.
TikTok,
Yeah,
man.
People will just love it.
It was fun though, and there was a guy that went before him. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but he was also enjoyable.
Was it Andre Eric?
Oh, might have been it. That might have been it.
I wanted to show you. I was on the way here, and I went to the Spotify.
Yeah.
Just to look at the podcast, and I like when you pull the thing down on my phone. It looks like that. It's like
Oh yeah,
it's clean.
look at us.
It's clean.
That's pretty official. I don't have that. Well, no, mine doesn't do that. Lame.
Oh, yeah.
Android wins again, I guess. Or for once, I guess.
For once, yeah, literally.
Just this one time.
Laughing stock of the world.
Yeah,
some
it's.
reason.
I mean, I don't care about either way. When I switched to iPhone, it was because I was with not my first ex, but a recent ex, and it was right when I met her, and I was about to switch or get a new phone in general, and she had iPhone. I never had an iPhone. I was like, whatever. Yeah, I'll get an iPhone because I know FaceTime and whatever. Yeah,
Yep.
FaceTime with your girlfriend. That sounds fun. So I got one, and plus my sisters had one at the time too. And
Yeah.
again, I just don't care. I just haven't switched back, and now
Yeah.
I'm deep in the ecosystem as they want you to be. So it's hard to get out at this point. But
It's funny. I had
I
an
don't care
iPhone
less either way.
for a little bit, and I got it to FaceTime your girlfriend too, and it worked pretty good.
That's good. And now you went back to Android. You got the full experience and then dipped out. Thank you. I'm
No,
glad.
I liked iPhone. I just went back to Android because my iPhone was breaking. It was not functioning, and then it was way cheaper to just get an Android at the time. So
But you got the green bubbles. Green bubbles. You got green bubbles.
I can change them to
Disgusting.
whatever color on my phone.
Yeah,
Your phone.
I know. Because they want
I'm
to
stuck as a green
ostracize.
bubbler.
That's how I would describe you to people, honestly.
A green bubbler.
It's a green bubbler.
I have been having fun this week.
That's good.
Just in
So
general.
anyway,
It's crazy. I've been having fun with a new AI. Have our AI segment. You might have seen this one because it's been around, but it's one. It does other things with like voice, but the main thing that I've been using it for, it's you give it a video, short video, okay, and it will first takes the video and clones the voice of whatever is in the video, or if there's multiple voices, it'll do multiple. It'll transcribe it to text, translate that text into whatever language you want, and then put it on top of the video while keeping all the sound effects and music from the original.
okay.
It's wacky.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's wacky. And it works pretty good.
Okay. Well,
So-
now we can expand our audience.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do when you had TikToks ready. Just put it in and see what you sound like in
Yeah.
Spanish or whatever, Japanese. But what's really funny is when you put it to one language, I see people do that. It's like, haha. But they miss the vital step, which is to put it back in again.
Oh, yeah,
Change
yeah.
it
The
back
double
to
translation,
English.
and it's just broken
Yes.
English.
And it's horrible, but it tries to recreate your voice, and it's horrible. It's intense.
Do you have an example?
I have some that I've done, but like none that will be hella relevant. Like, let me see here. So this is one that I did just at random because I don't know if you've heard this song before, but it's a song because I wanted to see. I figured it would work because it doesn't really do good at singing, but it does okay. So this song is like mostly spoken. So I put it to, I think, Spanish, and then I put it back to English. And
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I like making a bit of love. I like making a bit of music. Look at that. That's a desk. Just kidding. But my mom is a table. I don't care about food. Hello, what's your name? How are you?
My mom is a table.
Oh, you have a man. Are you in love?
And then my favorite part about this is that throughout the video, he changes his accent. Like, it thinks he has a different accent like 5 different times. You'll hear like an Indian accent, British accent. He'll be Scottish for like 5 seconds. Some of the lyrics are right, but there's just complete garbage in between. But it kept all the like drums and guitar in the background. You know? It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Freestyle
break.
segment. How do you eat a sandwich Can you
What the
describe?
fuck are you talking about?
It's
Are you asking? Are you?
Like the-
do you want instructions? Do you not know how to eat a sandwich?
I've never eaten one.
What you do, Tyler? You take the sandwich and you take a bite.
But no, I'm asking because it's just something fun I do. If it's just like a standard sandwich, white bread or whatever.
Fun. Okay.
It's got the crust, everything on it, normal sandwich,
Yep.
whatever it is, PB&J, turkey and cheese. Well, actually, no, PB&J, I have to slice diagonally, eat the triangles. That's the only way to eat it.
Why?
It makes it better. But if it's turkey and cheese or something like that, I keep
What
it
if it's in between?
in between.
What if it's peanut butter
Turkey
and cheese? You got it in between at like a 60-degree angle?
Yes.
Okay. Fair. I feel like it would just melt your brain. Like,
Peanut butter and cheese. That sounds. I could.
That's
eat that.
probably a
jelly
thing.
and
That's
turkey
probably a
also
thing.
sounds good.
yeah, they're both exist somewhere.
Yeah. But I just take the sandwich and I eat all the way around it, and I just eat it until it's like a perfect square,
Okay.
and then I'll just do that again, and it becomes a smaller square, and I try to make it so it's like perfectly smooth on each side, perfectly, as perfect of a square as I can get it, no bumpies. And then I just and then it's a rectangle.
Why?
And
Why?
it makes it fun. I love geometry.
Well, you don't do any other shapes. You just do squares.
I guess I could go for a different one. Try
Because you could just
to
cut it
level up,
into
do like a
square.
trapezoid. Well, yeah, but it's while I'm eating. It keeps the fun. Maybe, I'll start with a square, then I go to a
Circle,
octagon
triangle.
or something. Circle would be challenging. I could do a circle.
Would it? I feel like that makes more sense to me to try to make a circle because like
Yeah, you just kind of
just keep spinning it, like a corn on the cob.
I'm gonna try something more abstract. I'm gonna do like a little your ghosty
sculpture.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. I
Making
haven't
a
even thought of
square.
that
I
for some
mean,
reason. I've been eating sandwiches for most of my life.
okay. Here's what you do. You need to turn it into a bigger project. So like you need to cut them into squares and take a picture of it and use it as a pixel as part of a larger art piece.
okay.
And you could like toast it,
Yeah.
but each time
Get
to
different
create
shades.
different shades of colors. At
It's a lot
least,
of
at least
bread.
you'd be working towards something, not just putting your effort into something that you're literally actively
But if it's
consuming.
making me happy, that's priceless.
Is it making you happy?
I do it every time. It's got to provide me some sort of
All right,
happiness.
you
if I
heard it
like
here,
doing
everybody. The key to happiness is eating your sandwich into a square.
Yeah.
And then if you're still sad, do it again.
You just keep
Make
going.
a smaller square. Make an even smaller square.
Yeah, or you could like make a bunch of tiny ones or something. I don't know. If you see me eating my sandwich and I don't eat it into a square,
Something's
ask
wrong.
me how I'm doing. Check up on me. Make sure I'm okay. Because I may be struggling a little bit.
I don't think I've ever seen you eat a sandwich. Well, I had to have had you seen eat a
Yeah,
sandwich.
I don't know when it started. I don't know. Maybe I don't do it in public. I mean, well, I used to have Uncrustables a lot. Those don't count because it's PB&J. PB&J.
Do you eat those into a square?
No.
You just eat them normally?
Well, because you can't really do it with PB&J because it starts leaking out.
Oh, so you don't do it with PB&J. You
No, yeah. It's
just-
got to be
you just eat it.
like lunch meat
Square
stuff.
lunch. Okay.
Yeah, because I can keep it conformed to the shape. If it's something that's going to leak out a lot, I can't do it.
But it's just a sandwich, not toast.
No, toast I just eat, like I would assume, the regular way.
What's the regular way?
Eating it.
Just taking a bite and then taking another bite
Yeah,
and then
until
taking
it's
another
gone.
bite.
Yeah,
that's how I
what
eat my
most
sandwiches.
people eat 'em. I feel like I'm in the minority probably, but I enjoy it.
I mean,
gotta find fun in
yeah,
everything.
Sure, I'll take it. What about pizza? Do you eat pizza in a wacky, weirdo way?
No, when I was growing up, I used to eat tacos, like hard shell tacos, like from the top. So it'd just be like a mouth of lettuce, a mouthful of cheese.
Yeah, but then
the
what
meat.
happens when you get to the bottom?
Then it's just like it's almost like a taquito.
Then
Just
what?
like
You bite
then
like
I
straight
eat it.
through.
No, then I
you
eat it normally.
Once it's like a little trough
Yeah.
of yummies. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I would do it that way. I thought that was the way to do it. It wasn't like, ooh, I love eating just
Did you
lettuce.
go
but
to a Mexican restaurant and do that too?
it seemed weird to come at it from an angle. Yeah, no, I did.
An off angle.
Yeah, an off angle. Yeah. Now I eat tacos
From
the way
an
you're supposed
off
to.
angle.
An off angle. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I gotta attack all my food from an off angle or a perfect angle.
You
like
know
in a
what was
square.
an off angle that I have to tell the people about was how your dumbass used to eat spaghetti.
I don't think so. I don't think that was off.
Yes, it was. That was so off.
I was a teenager.
No, he was gonna say
I
you
was
weren't
a
even a
grown
child.
adult.
You did that for your whole.
No longer though. All
Okay.
right, I'm a big boy.
Okay,
My
so
buttered
what
noodle.
he would do was his family would have spaghetti every week on some day or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
remember what
much.
day it was, but I was over his house all the time, so I was often there for said spaghetti night. But what Tyler would do is he would get a bowl, fill it with noodles. Everybody else goes, okay, let me go to the next station, get some sauce. Tyler skips that station and he goes to the cheese and he just puts a bunch of little
Just a
shaky
grated
cheese,
Parmesan. Yeah.
just loads that baby up. And then he goes and sits like his meal is complete. Just noodles with
It's dry
shredded
noodles
cheese.
with dry
shredded cheese. It wasn't even shredded cheese. It was like
It's the
was
Parmesan,
like
the
grated.
Yeah, that comes in that green can.
which is horrible. I mean, it's not horrible for certain things, but by itself, it's horrible.
without the sauce.
And he did that like for always.
Sometimes I would put the sauce, but it would be like just enough to like color the noodles, and
Yeah.
that's it. Not
Why-
like no
why?
meat or chuck.
Why?
I don't know. I like marinara sauce. I don't know. I genuinely don't know the reason behind that. I had a lot
Don't
of
like
weird
wet foods.
I'm allergic to.
I'm glad you
moisture.
grown out of your.
Yeah, and I'm always
Spaghetti
trying to
ways.
expand my palate to the best of my ability because I was locked into my baby boy palate for the longest time because I wasn't the type that was. My parents didn't like force me to eat something I didn't want, and we did have our spaghetti night and our taco night and our chicken nugget or fish stick day or whatever, So I didn't.
Same. I was a little baby bitch, and
Mm-hmm.
I've opened my brain to so many things. I didn't used to like potatoes or like tomatoes or like
Anything else that rhymes.
I can't think of anything else that rhymes. But both of those.
And those are not by themselves, but they're in like
Yeah.
everything in some capacity.
And there's so many other things like that I just would completely avoid. Like just like nope. I've decided that I don't like that. I don't even know what it tastes like. I've just chosen. I'm not gonna ever eat it.
Or like I had it once when I was like 3, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, I didn't like it when I was 3. I still hate it. I will never try it again, and that's usually not the case. But now it's definitely because like I didn't even eat a lot of vegetables growing up, and now I'm trying to open up to certain vegetables, and it's just such a mental block because in my head I'm like, I don't like these. I'm not gonna like this. So even if I do like it, my brain is telling me I don't, and so it's I don't know because I've convinced myself that I haven't.
It's not cool to like vegetables,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying. Just give me my meat,
Come
my
on.
protein. So like it's baby steps. So like first I'll have to have it like with a bite of something else. Like if I'm eating like some sort of pasta with some broccoli or something, I gotta like eat the pasta with the broccoli at the same time,
that's
and
so
then
good,
slowly
So good.
and then slowly I'm evolving to just eat the
I
just
would
the
like
side
that
on its own.
better than either thing by itself.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Just as an example. I mean, broccoli is a lot of times mixed into a dish, but yeah.
It's so good.
But I want to expand my palate.
So there's a lot of vegetables, right?
It's at least 7.
Right. And there's a lot of them that are green.
Yes, majority.
Why the green bean? Why does it get to be called the green bean?
Because there's other beans.
Yeah, but there's that what I don't see it blue beans. I don't see red beans. Okay, I do see red beans.
And black beans.
Those
There
don't
you
count.
go.
Those aren't vegetable. Are they vegetable? Is a green bean? Is it a
Do
lagoon?
all other beans come in a little tube like that?
I don't know. 'Cause I thought beans were a
the
legume.
crisis.
They're not a vegetable, right?
I think that's correct.
So then green beans isn't a vegetable. Or is the outer part a vegetable?
Yeah, I don't.
and
I mean,
the
they definitely
inside-
taste more vegetable-y than any other beans.
But is that just because they're green?
Well, green is inherently vegetable. Yeah. What's your favorite bean?
Mister.
Good choice. Good choice.
It's one of my top 3 beans, at least.
Yeah. I like e-babies. Those are my favorite beans.
E-babies.
Just e-babies.
I like e-babies. That's careful with that.
Yeah, that's gonna get me canceled. I laughed at one of my own notes because out of context, it's just a funny collection of words. My note is break core dog.
Break core dog?
Yeah,
Like break core, like.
yeah. It's not even. It's just a TikTok, it's just like a time lapse that someone set up outside.
Okay.
But randomly, like their dog would come outside. So it's just for like a split second, the dog's on screen, and someone edited it so every time the dog's on screen, even if it's just like 2 frames, they throw in some breakcore. For some reason, I was having a good time watching this. Just it's so good.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're done with spooky month.
Yeah, we are done with spooky month.
And we're ready for the Mariah Carey zone.
What's your favorite November movie, though? What's your favorite Thanksgiving movie? Is there any movies that give you Thanksgiving vibes?
Chicken Run.
Ooh. That's good. They're making a sequel.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. What other Thanksgiving movies? I don't know. Bro.
Yeah, I don't think there's many. Yeah, I'm sure.
There's got to be.
But there's probably some that at least give me maybe the fall vibes. Is there any of the fall-y vibe movies?
Fall-y vibes.
I think a lot of like Wes Anderson style movies give me fall vibes.
True.
Just because of the color palette. But
true. There's been like a
anything.
Disney Channel Thanksgiving movie.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's smart. Probably.
Okay, I have a list of top 22 best Thanksgiving movies, but I'm going to give you the first one. Tell me if you could think of what
At the bottom of the list or number one?
I guess it's not in order.
Oh, it's just 22. Okay. You say you want me to guess?
Yeah.
The top Thanksgiving movies. Oh, like that. There's a Charlie Brown one, right?
First one on the list. The first one, whoever is writing this, they sat down to write the article. The first one that came to mind, National Treasure.
Okay. Yeah.
Why?
I can't believe that didn't cross my mind.
What? Then we have The Sound of Music, Princess Bride, Cheaper by the Dozen, which I forgot was even a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, which I could see being Halloween and I could see being Christmas.
Well, because it's both, it becomes the middle ground, which is
the average.
Because if you add them together,
average holiday. Okay. Then we have Encanto.
Are they? I just saw it. Is Thanksgiving? I mean, it's family oriented.
Family,
I guess.
Then we have Mary Poppins, and then we have one that definitely works: The Santa Claus.
These are just movies that prepare you for Christmas.
I guess. The Greatest Showman, Frozen.
These are just movies.
Home Alone. Lilo and Stitch.
Ohana means turkey.
Fuck? Ratatouille, Hamilton, The Emperor's New Groove, Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, both of them.
Oh, okay.
Classic Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah.
101 Dalmatians, The Parent Trap, Remember the Titans, The Chronicles of Narnia, Homeward Bound.
I just watched that recently.
That's a banger of a movie, and that's it.
Wow. Who is this dude?
I'm trying to read if they have any
reasoning,
any excuse for putting these. They don't necessarily feature characters gathering around the dinner table to carve a turkey, but elements of the holidays are infused in these Thanksgiving movies. Whether a character returns to their hometown or folks are energized by a game of football, there's not one that trumps the other for the best Thanksgiving movie.
The bar is pretty low.
Apparently.
There's family.
What does
football.
any of that have to do with National Treasure? None of that exists.
There you go, folks. If you're looking for a movie to watch, start with National Treasure and work your way down to the Santa Claus, I guess.
That was a beautiful list from goodhousekeeping.com.
Your trusted source for all movie content.
Yeah.
I try to make mental notes. I need to make more because I only still have the one example in my head of when I see a moment, like acting moments that are just like really, really captured. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
This doesn't even feel like a person acting. This is a moment. Because I have a lot of those with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, but there's my favorite scene, acting in general, that always comes to mind, at least, is from Breaking Bad.
And what part is that?
I don't know. You have any guesses?
The one that most people, the most famous one would be, Under the House. Mm-hmm. And he's
Yeah. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
That's the one. Not even necessarily for the Joker laugh, the crazy, but just
panic.
Everything about the scene, like the whole build up to that scene, because that's like the third to last episode of that season. So not even the finale, not the.
Yep.
I don't know how long I've seen it. It's maybe like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but it's just the music is pumping, and then when the music cuts out is also an effective thing, and then everyone else's performances during that moment.
I can't wait for that.
And the screaming. It's just, it's perfect. It's so good, and it makes my heart race, and I like showing it to people. It's good. I mean, yeah, like you said, that man's a powerhouse. He does great things.
I mean, everything that when he shows up, he's...
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if you had any...
I don't know. Like you said, I mean, I'm sure there is stuff where I'm like, damn, but I can't really think of any off the tippy topper. I think a lot of the really good acting performances aren't always the most emotional yelling, ah!
Yeah.
To just like feel like actual characters, you know. It's always tied into the writing normally. For example, one thing just really popped in my head is his name was there and it's just gone. It's gone. It's completely gone.
Describe him.
Edward.
What's his shape? Cullen?
Yes.
Really?
Not him, not the character.
Oh.
But the actor.
I was like that.
God, no. Fuck.
No, hold on. Now you made me, because you can't get it,
Yeah,
it took it away from me.
yeah.
Robert Pattinson. In Good Time, I don't know, just his character in that was just good. Like, it's like, Yeah.
he was like super flawed, but like, I don't know, in a way that I understood, because I've known people like that where they have really good intentions, but they're just like, also just a dumbass and like, are horrible at the same time, even though they actually do have love and for people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, all his performances have been, all the characters he's played have been so drastically different from his other characters, and they're all believable. Like, I don't see him as the Twilight guy, or even as Robert Pattinson. I see him as, you know, whoever he's supposed to be in that movie, which is a sign of a good performance, a good actor.
Mm-hmm. And like another example, off the top of my head, I watched Blair Witch Project again.
Recently, because we've been talking about it a lot? Or?
Yeah, I just wanted to rewatch it anyway because I hadn't seen it in a long time.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, it's just really, really good acting in there. I mean, that's just because of how they did it. I also looked more into how they did it, and it was even wackier than I thought it was. Because basically, so all the actors, their characters are their actual names. So like, they don't even have to remember names. That's just, you are you, and go. So basically, they got put into the forest. There's no script. They didn't even know what the plan was. They would receive messages through random shit that would be left in places as to what they should do the next day. So they'd get like a note, like some wacky way that would say, hey, tomorrow go north for a while, you know? So they didn't even know anything about anything. And same thing, there was like the interview segments we had mentioned, like, I didn't know which ones, if those were real or not. So some of them were real and some of them weren't. And they didn't know which ones were real and which ones weren't.
Okay.
So they were just like, hey, you're going to interview this person, this person, this person. They didn't know if it was a real person or an actor or not.
Yeah. And it's just like, there's no other crew with them during the filming, right? It's just the people.
Yep. But also with that, more stuff that we were wrong about.
Oh, okay.
The Blair Witch is not a real legend.
Oh, really?
What they did was, months or maybe a year before filming, they put out a documentary about the Blair Witch to like put it in people's heads of like, hey, this is a thing, you know, like exploring the history of the legend of the Blair Witch. But they came up with it for that documentary, for that thing that they put out.
Dang.
So
I mean, it stuck.
They like said
I've thought all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I looked into it beyond the movie, but.
So pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah. And again, it's crazy because it 100% would not work today.
Yeah.
It only worked because it was pretty much the first thing to do it, and there's no way to like fact check these things. You just like, oh, there's a witch. These people got taken.
Thing holds up, man. Still scary. And there's not many movies from the 90s that I think would be still like, you know, feel scary like that.
Yeah, horror. Yeah, for sure. It doesn't. And it's because there's nothing that can be dated. There's not like, you know, CG or weird effects or anything. It's just completely the performances, the environment, the stories that are told at the beginning, and you know, the ending, of course. All right, well, it's probably a good time to take a break then, especially because we got 2 movies to discuss.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that.
Kick out bar.
Oh, that's what you're gonna say. Off and go.
Oh no, do it again.
Give me a break.
Hey,
give me that break.
Give it to me.
Break me a piece of that.
Off and go podcast. Whoa, dang! All right, we got it.
Amazing. We'll be back. It's intermission time, baby.
Intermission.
Okay, first of all, what is this? What do you think this? When I play this beat, what genre do you think this is?
Makes me feel jazzy.
Wrong. That's rock and roll, baby.
Oh. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm rocking. All right, intermission song. Okay, I'm gonna give you a brand,
A brand.
and
okay.
you gotta sing
yeah.
song.
Okay. This episode's sponsored by
Dr. Scholl's.
Dr. Scholl's. Okay. Call the doctor. Yeah. Call the doctor. Yeah. He'll put some soul in your soul. Cause it's Dr. Scholl's on the mic. Let's go. Dr. Scholl's. It's Scholl's. Yeah, it's Dr. Scholl's.
Dr. Scholl's.
Thank you, Dr. Scholl's, for keeping our feet nice and cozy in our shoes and helping my back pain and my heel pain. Heal my heel pain. Use code OFFANGLE
To get 0% off.
0% off. We
I
had to
heard
work
if
real
you go
hard
to
for that.
drscholes.com, you put in discount code OFFANGLE. This is a promise.
Yes.
You push enter code. It's going to tell you invalid code.
100% guaranteed.
That's a guarantee from us.
Yes, we
For
spoke
life.
to them directly. They
That's
confirmed.
for life.
Yes.
No expiration on that code.
So for the holiday
custom
season, it's coming up, guys. Promo code OFFANGLE. Thanks, Dr. Scholl's. Let's head back to the episode. Bam. All
Hey.
right. Welcome back. It is officially fruit snack time, baby.
Already,
Already.
we've reached fruity time.
Fruit snack time. Let's clarify.
Fruity time.
It's fruity time, boys.
Break them out.
Today
Bust
we've
them
got
out.
Bluey. Bluey fruit snack.
Yo, my boy Bluey.
Heck yeah. Have you seen Bluey at all?
No,
Have you heard the theme song for Bluey?
no.
Because it's in like a 5/4 time signature or something
hell
like
yeah.
that. It's pretty sick.
You gotta have a theme song for all of our fruit snacks. Come on.
We got Bluey fruit snacks. Looks like they're actually by Betty Crocker, but Bluey. From the picture, it almost looks like they're more solid, but it's just a picture.
I'm
It's not like
holding my
that's
pogs. I'm holding them.
one for me. Looks like we've got. Oh, I don't actually know their names. We've got two of the dogs. One's Bluey, obviously. I guess he has a friend.
Pineapple, xylophone, cat.
I thought you were first naming a flavor.
Help Bluey and Bingo find the matching toys.
They got games on the packaging of the fruit snacks. Impressive.
That's crazy.
I got the deformed ones. A couple of them are deformed.
Looks alone. This is scary.
Yeah, it's not looking kind of
They
Scoobish.
looking about Scoob scale so far.
So what they're supposed to be is Bluey, his friend, I guess, another like puppy wearing a hat or something, a balloon, a car, and like a owl-looking thing. I don't know what this one is.
Orange. That looks like Bluey. Maybe.
Mine's this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Orange.
It's just a texture, man. So bad.
Try that.
Yellow.
Yellow. I went for the yellow one too.
Or ready to grab it next though.
Purple.
Okay. I was gonna say red.
I dropped my red. Yeah.
All the branded ones or whatever you call them, ones based off of other properties are
Yeah.
the same. They're same formula. I can't tell the difference between these and the Scoob ones going off memory.
The Scoob ones were worse.
Okay.
These at least are slightly less plasticky,
Okay.
but still gross texture. These are like
The flavors
sticking
are
to my
alright.
teeth. Blue one was okay. I like the blue one.
All right, Bluey. Well, you got a banging theme song. Your fruit snacks could be better though.
Packaging. It's up there.
Good packaging, yeah. It's colorful. It's fun. It's got games on it. It's got
I think
games
you
on
can
the side of
tell
the box.
the quality
By the wrapper they come in.
by the wrapper. That's the new hypothesis. 'Cause
Okay.
this is the same as the Scoob wrapper.
Well, if we're judging that they're slightly better than Scoob, then maybe a 3, 3.5.
I'm pretty sure we ended on Scoob being a 3. Maybe it was a 2, but
I think 4 is fine. We'll settle on 4. That works.
4, baby.
4 for the Blueys.
Update your spreadsheets.
Well, we've got a double feature for you guys once again. We watched 2 movies, Kids vs. Aliens and The Wandering Earth. And before we start, I did want to say, I mean, I'm going to, of course, continue to give ratings. But I think for my own moving forward, I want to more so just rate movies of would I watch? Should you, the person, watch them or should you not watch them? Because sometimes even if it's like a 5, that's still like, you should still watch this. You should give it a shot. So I think that's worth mentioning as well. I mean, I feel like us talking about our opinions conveys whether or not they should watch it. But I think I'm going to give it a rating. And also, should you watch it yourself?
Yeah.
Sometimes even a crappy movie is worth watching just for the hell of it because it's fun.
True.
All right. So what do you want to start with? Kids versus Aliens?
Kids versus Aliens.
All right. Actually, I got to see what my ratings were for these movies. It's been a while since
I don't rate them. I like coming in and just
free balling.
I don't take notes about anything. Well, I take notes about the movies. I took notes about the movies, but like ratings, stuff to talk about, I'm not writing that down. I gotta let it flow off the dome, baby.
But you're gonna give one off the dome?
Sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay. And would you recommend people watch Kids vs. Aliens?
No.
Not at all. Okay, so we mentioned it when Tony recommended it, but this is...
I didn't recommend
when
it.
Tony suggested that this could be something... When he brought up this movie existed, he mentioned it existed.
I don't tie myself to this movie.
To watch it. It's...
Remove it from the record.
There's the found footage series, VHS, and the second one, the last segment of that movie, Alien Slumber Party or something, Alien Invasion Slumber Party, something along those lines. It was a really good segment, a really good horror segment. This was a feature-length version of said segments with obviously changes. But,
by the same people.
Yeah, by the same director. So that is why we even decided to watch it in the first place. Yeah, any off the dome thoughts?
I could tell in the first 10 seconds, I was like, oh no. And I knew that it was automatically Tyler's going to hate it before I explained it because it was like, I could tell they decided to just stop going for scary and start going for cheesy scary, which I know is like a big no-no for a Tyler.
See, this is the thing is like, I was thinking, especially once I got more than halfway through, I'd say, is if this was branded to be a kid's movie, I think it would have been really enjoyable. They'd have to obviously remove a lot of stuff. But if this was, that's because it has that silly kid vibe, but then it also kind of wants you to take it seriously and be scary or something. And it just does not clash well, or it does clash. It doesn't go together well. So if it went either back to what it was before when it was a short, or it was just like a fun kids movie of like kids fighting out, like I would have ate this shit up as a kid if it was a kids movie. But because it wants to be edgy or something, it came off terrible.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, the thing that bothered me a lot is I feel like almost every major scene or shot from the short was
recreated
in some way, but every single one was done worse.
In every way.
One. Yeah. Literally every way. And they didn't even have a dog. That's like the best part of the original.
True.
I mean, I didn't need dog cam, but they didn't have a dog.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any reason to not just go right into spoilers?
No. I mean, if you've seen, the only reason to even think in a million years to ever even allow it to enter into your brain for watching it is if you've seen VHS 2.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same. They change some stuff at the ending, and blah, 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 but it's just like, who cares? It's the same plot.
And they give you like slightly more showing of like how they got there, like it shows like a ship and whatever. Like there's a little more reason, like there's aliens. But yeah, like if we didn't watch the VHS movie, there would be nothing you could gain from watching this. So just watch that, honestly. And I rewatched it afterwards, and I was like, this is incredible. This is so good.
Yes, so did I, and it was good. Like you said, everything was done the same things, but just way better. And I'm like, what happened? Why?
Yes, because these were my notes of like but just things that were annoying me in general sense was there was no dog or dog cam. Mm-hmm. The sound effect for whenever they like show up or do something was not powerful in any way, especially compared to the VHS short, because that's what, like I said, one of my favorite sound effects. It's just like a train horn, but it's just like, it's so good, and the camera's like glitching, like it's insane. It's crazy.
Yep.
Okay, this is Tyler just quickly interjecting because I want to give you a point of reference here. So I'm going to first play a clip from Kids vs. Aliens of when the aliens first show up and what that sounds like. Then I'm going to play the clip from the segment in VHS 2 from when the aliens first show up, just so you can hear the difference. So I guess very slight spoilers for both of these movies, but please just go watch VHS 2. It's so good, or at least this segment. Anyways, so here's Kids vs. Aliens.
Myself! No, Billy, wait!
And here's VHS 2.
Fuck you and fuck you.
Like it's so good. It's so good. It's loud. It's effective. It glitches. It's just so good. Anyway, that's all I wanted. I just wanted you to understand. I'm very passionate about that sound and that effect. It's just really good. Anyway, let's continue. The aliens are just lamer all across the board. There's like that police fake out scene in the short. They don't really do that here. Yeah. Also, Billy, the like love interest boyfriend, not even boyfriend thing, whatever, is literally the worst individual I think ever put to film ever.
Yep.
And then I said, better as a kids movie.
Here I'll read my notes too.
Okay.
Cheesy, questionable acting, not feasible kids play sets.
Yes.
This is the thing in like the first movie where it was like we talked about, it was like, okay, these are like rich kids, so they have a lot of toys and stuff, but like this was like, okay, kids did not build this.
And parents wouldn't have supplied this either. It makes no sense.
And then I said sometimes found footage, because they did have like not found footage, but they had like one or two shots that were suddenly from the point of view of a camera. I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Was that just supposed to be like a hey, remember that other better version of this that we made before?
They want to constantly remind us of how much worse it is.
I wrote kids saying fuck, ha 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 ha, because they really leaned on that of like, wouldn't it be funny if the kids made a curse word?
This movie, I think, it's got to be up there for like most fucks said in a movie. They love to throw it out there, especially a kid saying it.
I wrote, she suddenly likes the asshole guy. Amazing. Like literally. Yeah. Same story beats, but horrible. Visuals / set designs are good, I guess, because they are good sometimes. I don't want to say, especially because, low budget movie. Okay, whatever. Yeah. There is some good things in there. Yeah. There is obviously talent among the team. Yes. They can shoot good stuff. They can make stuff look good. The props and everything looked really nice. Yeah. Looked really good. Mm-hmm. It was just the presentation was fucking ouch. But obviously things are overdone on purpose, but does not work. Scuba? Question mark. Oh, because they had they had scuba gear. It's like, what the fuck? Ship design is bad. It's just a face. Yeah. Like, what? Finds a sword. ... Yep. Of course, hella gore. Alien transformation goo? Question mark. Alien gore? Yay. Generic, bad on purpose, fake 80s bullshit. Long ass scenes, padding for time. And then the last one is ending. What the fuck? The least satisfying thing I've ever seen. Which I don't even remember what happens to the very end anymore. It's gone. I'm gonna quickly just kind of walk through because there's certain things I want to point out going through it. Yeah, because it starts off, it shows some sailors or whatever, and then I guess aliens come and kill them. First, spoilers, I guess. Spoilers for Kids vs. Aliens. Spoiler warning. But then, it goes to our main location here with the kids, and they're playing with the most absurd things ever, the most of which is inside their giant barn. They have an entire boxing arena. Yeah, they have all these like masks and these like football things, like spikes on them, costumes, and then later they have that like robot or what's it? Is it a robot? Anyway, very detailed, very well constructed. Yeah. In the original, it was just like cardboard boxes. Yeah, it looked like children put this together as it should. Everything was just turned to 11 to the worst way. Like, I'm sure you're gonna get to it, but like when the asshole boyfriend guy comes, and like in this, he like almost fucking kills them. Yeah, he like, intentionally tries to drive over them. Tries to kill them. And the other original, one, he just like I think he hits one of their boxes or something. Yeah, it's just like this one. The kids have to jump out of the way to not literally just be killed. And he was like pulling up really slow. It was like but freaking Billy. He literally. Well, he cheats. I mean, they weren't even really dating, but he cheats. He pisses in the girl's room at a house party. Just pisses in her room. Is threatening to break a child's arm in front of a crowd of people. And literally near the end, stabs a child. Yep. What? Who is this guy? It's almost like... This is going to be my headcanon now that I just thought of it. That this is a parody of the original short.
honest, it's gotta be. That's the only way I can like accept that this was made.
Yeah, because obviously it's not supposed to be a realistic character. They turned up his assholeness, but like, why? It's not like funny. It's not anything. It's just
annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the kids are playing things, are making a movie. The sister who's older, she's like a teenager.
She's chill.
She's
cool.
pretty cool. You know, she's making it. She's like one of the main characters. She's having a good time in this little wrestling film where they're wrestling dinosaurs.
I think it's dinosaur robots or something like that.
But they're having a good time.
Yeah.
But then, the asshole love interest eventually comes, and he's like, "Oh, you're too cool to play with kids. You're playing with the kids, and look at what you're wearing," even though she's dressed like a completely normal individual.
Yeah.
And so then she watches like a video of him playing guitar and singing, and oh my gosh, he is so cute and sexy. I love him.
She falls in love.
Yeah. So now she's too cool for her little brothers. Instantly. Instant flip of the switch. They have a house party. Parents are out. Let's have a house party.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. And the kids start spying on everybody with their drone, and that's when they catch the boyfriend, quote unquote, cheating and pissing in her room and just being a complete degenerate in every sense of the word.
And they completely destroy the house.
Yes.
Like, completely.
Yeah, like graffiti on the walls.
It's just doesn't happen.
It's absurd. And and then, the aliens come. They just kind of show up again in a way lamer way, way less intimidating way. And then they start, abducting people, killing people, dragging them away. Which I found they always, with their long fingers, grab their heads. That's what they do to everybody. They grab their heads and start dragging them away. It's just very weird. And then it basically just comes to everyone gets taken away, and the big sister has to go and save the day. So she dons her scuba gear in a sick suit up sequence.
So the same thing happens up to the scuba in the original.
Yeah.
Where like someone gets pulled into the water, but they kind of escape. They slip out of the sleeping bag they were in, right?
Yeah.
And then they get pulled out of the water. But they're like, what if we extended that and made them go to the ship and go inside and all this stuff that's like just worse. I don't want to see the alien ship because it's like better when I don't see it.
Exactly. The mystery is what makes it effective.
And why do you have a scuba suit?
Yeah.
And they could get out perfectly fine. So why did they need the scuba? It was just, I don't know. It was all a disaster. There were so many things.
That dock scene, which is pulled from the original, was again worse in every way.
Yep.
They show the alien the whole time for way too long, and he's moving too slow. Everything. It's just bad. And then she goes in. Yeah, just, as soon as she walks in, which the inside of the set, even though it makes no sense to be a spaceship, but the set is very nice. I will give them that. It's like a cave, basically. Then she finds a sword, magical sword, in the next room that looks like a toy, but it can somehow cut through everything, which is great.
Magical sword.
The only scene that I enjoyed was the girl getting killed by the goo that melted her. I was like, this is actually pretty legit. Those effects are pretty sick. She gets melted by this goo.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, clearly the people have talent.
Yeah.
It just
so
applied.
It has to be intentional that they made it this much of a parody, as you said. It's gotta be. I hope. Then they pull another boy aside and give him different. They throw up. No, he throws up into like a jar or something, and then pours it on the
different alien goo.
Boy. Yeah, different alien goo. Because there's one that melts you, and then there's one that turns you into
freaky alien
with knives for fingers and just what?
And he mad.
So now there's a different antagonist. Now you got knife fingers over here chasing you around. Yeah, green vomit turns them into Freddy Krueger with knife hands. Looks pretty good, though, just super out of place. Yeah, the creature itself looked good, but why is he here?
And another thing I liked about the original, right, is how the kids and the older kids basically are being assholes to each other, right? But as soon as shit starts going down, they're
just little kids.
That's gone. Everybody's just trying to be together and like help each other and survive.
Yeah, they're on the same level. We're all scared.
It's like, no, if I hate you normally, even if there's an apocalyptic event going on, I still hate you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
The older sister saves everyone, and yet the douchebag Billy still tries to lock him out of the house. Like, nah, screw you guys. You're all dead.
The boyfriend was trying to help. Even the original, he was, got a bat or something and was like, went to go help save everybody.
Yeah, you gotta man up when push comes to shove, baby.
Well, that's realistic because you fight with your siblings or something, but as soon as stuff goes down,
you care about them.
Yeah,
and they're children.
Exactly.
And I noticed I'm sure there's a lot that I did miss, but I noticed an error or a continuity or something, some sort of issue.
Yep.
Where during the where Billy's in the car and the knife hand man is trying to get to him. And he like rips the car door off or something.
Yeah.
Everything he's doing while he's outside the car and pulling the car door off, he doesn't even have the knives on his fingers. It's just gloves.
See.
And then it cuts to Billy, like whatever he does, and then it cuts back, and now he's got the knives on his hands.
Maybe they're
'cause he probably can't.
retractable.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He might need purple goo for that, though. I don't know. Different goo for different things. And then they do an abduction scene, and it's way worse again than the original abduction scene, because that thing is sick in the original.
Yep.
Oh, and when they go up, like when they're finally facing off against knife hands, it starts playing like some sick final boss music.
True.
It's like, what's going on? I liked all the music in the movie.
Yeah.
It just felt
Exactly.
completely out of place.
Exactly.
Music was sick. It was being played almost constantly though, so there's like slow scenes, but still got like
I
some
noticed
weird
that too.
tunes. It was strange.
There were some bangers in there in the party and stuff. Some weird like dubstep-y stuff. I was like, all right, cool.
I said it had the essences of a movie, like it had some callbacks and like some setups and payoffs with some of the things that they had mentioned, but just the way it was
but if
executed.
they're stupid,
then
who cares? Okay, they have this big bomb. I wonder what they're gonna do with the big bomb, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or they're teasing that the girl has, I forget at this point, but they were like teasing that she has some mega kick or something. And then she kicks the alien. It's like, okay. Yeah.
And also, like, girls can't have swords or whatever. And then, of course, the girl has a sword. She kicks ass. But yeah, so the ending of the movie is that
blow up the ship.
They blow up the ship. Then, like, masked baddies come with guns and stuff, like some government agency or whatever, shoots all the aliens, because there's still a bunch of aliens that weren't on the ship that just blew up. And they capture the kids and, like, cryo freeze them or something, like put them in these tubes and drive away, and then you see another ship. Before that you see another ship, another Scholl fly through. I don't know if it's the same ship, another alien ship.
Okay,
maybe the government is this. Who knows? Yeah, mystery. Yeah. Oh, and they collect the sword and like the gem glows. Yeah. It's like some ancient artifact. And then there's a post-credit scene.
Which is the parents coming home, right?
Yeah.
And then the alien just killing them or something?
Yes. Mom's like freaking out like, oh, I don't remember the girl's name, but you're in so much trouble. How could you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And then, alien comes and vomits on her.
But how did they miss the alien? It was supposed to be like, oh, okay, this big government thing is come sweep the area and, clear up all the evidence. There's no evidence that ever happened.
They missed the whole alien.
So they missed a whole fucking alien in the house where obviously everything went down. Like if they missed an alien like in the water, like deep in the ocean or whatever, okay, fine. But in the house, you didn't just walk around, like check, it's a big dude.
So that's Kids versus Aliens. Again, just watch the VHS segment, even on its own. Just watch it by itself.
Tony's attention span versus movie. Honestly,
the only good things I could say about it is set design sometimes was cool. The props were cool even though they were out of place. Music was good, also out of place, and that's about all I can say.
I mean, I think that the kids acting, all the kids were like good. They were just they were just given stupid things to say.
Yeah. When they are spying on Billy and whatever with the other girl, and they're getting a little sexual or whatever, and the one kid says, "Is that suck time?" And the other kid goes, "That's not suck time."
God.
And I said, "This movie is suck time. What is this?"
Incredible.
What a line. But no, I agree. Their acting was good, but the script they were given is pretty bad. But no, they did good because good actors, especially in a low budget film like this.
Exactly.
I was impressed. I will say that. It's not their fault. They were put in a bad movie.
That's Kids versus Aliens.
That's Kids versus Aliens. Movie number 2. Wandering Earth.
The Wandering Earth.
The Wandering Earth. My bad. The Wandering Earth, which is on Netflix. So you can watch it on Netflix pretty easily.
Chinese movie.
Yes, Chinese movie. So, I mean, you can watch it dubbed if you want, but you should watch it in its original language with subtitles. You got a rating ready?
No, but I have something to say already based on what you said.
Okay.
You said you shouldn't watch the dub. I feel like the whole movie I was watching a fucking dub because every single line is 80 yard to shit.
In a lot of a lot of foreign movies in general. I mean, obviously ADR is very common in any movie,
But it was
super apparent.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It
And
never felt like the person was actually talking.
Yeah.
Especially the blonde character,
Yeah.
Tim. It didn't look like he was ever speaking.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like,
he's
his
like
mouth,
Russian or something.
and then
I don't understand. Yeah, it was constant. It's very distracting.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they're not even speaking a language I understand, and yet it's still like
yes.
super distracting. Yeah. I never noticed it with English movies. You'd think I'd notice it more because they're speaking a language I know.
Yeah.
Because ADR, if you don't know, it's just like, and constantly in movies, they will film dialogue after the movie has been recorded because for one reason or another, you know, they didn't get good audio or they want them to maybe do
a better
inflect
take.
it a little different. Yeah. So it's very common practice, but usually it's mixed in well enough that you don't notice.
Yeah.
But with this movie, it feels constantly like the audio's slightly out of sync or they're not even saying
It just
the right
never
words.
feels like the character is speaking out of their mouth in the scene.
Yeah, it's literally like you are watching an English movie with Spanish audio, where it's like they're just moving their mouth and other sounds are coming out. But you got a rating for it.
Sure.
3, 2, 1,
6.
4.
Because I gave Kids vs. Aliens a 5, and this was better than that. But like,
I went up 1 as well, so
yeah,
we agree with the increase in quality.
yeah, but still like not that good.
But before spoilers, I just want to say that immediately I was very drawn into the world. Like even the first shot that you see.
Yes.
There's a lot of like wallpaper worthy shots.
Started
in this
really
movie.
good.
Yes. And I love that whimsical new world, learning the rules, what's going on. I love that feeling.
Weird.
They get right to it and start talking about it, but still, it's very intriguing learning about it. But before we talk about the specifics, I just want to say, because I tried to describe certain parts of this movie to Ashley, and trying to describe the final 30 minutes of this movie to anyone is the most
I don't know what happened. I don't even know what happened.
Trying to describe, just like their goal at the end of the movie is so insane. Just describe
Stupid.
out loud.
Yeah.
I can't say it with a straight face.
Literally. Literally.
And I said I would love a scientist or like physicist or something to look at this movie and tell me what's going on and what would not happen. But would you like to describe the general premise of this movie?
So the premise is that the sun is like expanding and is gonna like explode or something, and our solar system is gonna be bye-bye in like, what was it, 300 years or something? They figured that out. Then all of Earth gets together, all of their governments combine to the United Earth government, and they're like, hey, we got to do something. So in like a crazy, you know, they use all of Earth's resources, all the scientists, everybody comes together, and they come up with a plan to save Earth. What they're going to do is they're going to put these gigantic engines, 10,000 engines on the Earth, and they're going to move the Earth not just a little bit somewhere. They're going to move it out of the solar system and all the way to the next solar system over, which was like 2.5 light years away, I think.
It's like 4 light. It's a lot. Anyway, 1 light year.
They said it was going to take 2,500 years.
Yeah, I wrote it down. It says 500 years. It's going to take them 500 years to reach their like max speed of 0.5 times the speed of light. So half the speed of light.
Or was it 0.5 or I think it was 0.05.
Okay, maybe that makes more sense. 500 years to get to that speed, then 1,300 years of just going at that speed, and then another 700 years for them to decelerate and then land in their new location.
So they're doing that. That's their plan.
That's what they're doing.
That's
Casually
the plan.
doing that.
So what they do is, in the meantime, first of all, they have a big space station that is like guiding the Earth. It's like in front of the Earth, which has a bunch of scientists on it and has like, let's say like a humanity seed. It has all these different plant seeds and like has like embryos of babies, like 1 million of them or something, some amount, and a bunch of scientists. So like what's most important is that this space station gets to where they're going, and if they get to where they are, then humanity will live on in some form. But for the Earth itself, they made these gigantic cities underneath the giant Earth engines. Their plan is to live in these underground cities and just chill, because the top Earth gets super cold. So they can't really go up there because it's really cold.
Yep, and then the main like issue that they're dealing with in the movie is they're at the point where they're about to leave the solar system, but they need to pass Jupiter. They need to go around Jupiter, but Jupiter's having some weird gravitational spikes.
Because they want to use Jupiter to have like a gravity boost.
Yeah,
gravity.
so kind of slingshot off of it. But it's having some weird spikes and ends up pulling them into its atmosphere, and obviously they're just gonna the entirety of Earth is gonna crash into Jupiter, and obviously that would not end very well.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the main plot of the movie, is figuring out how to navigate that issue so that they can continue on with the Wandering Earth project. Any other initial thoughts before we move into spoilers? Also, would you recommend people watch it or no?
I don't know. It's fine. I don't think it's like horrible. Like I would recommend it about as much as any like stupid ass big budget action movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is basically what it's trying to be.
Yes. So like probably not, but it's fine. Like you could watch it and probably have a good time just because of how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna watch it,
watch
it with like a group of friends and just kind of laugh at what's
right
happening. Because I mean, it's a wild movie. It's not a great movie, but it's entertaining, probably for the wrong reasons. But it's fun. It's a fun time, sure.
I was laughing at it quite a bit.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll move into spoilers. There's not like too much specifics to spoil, but we'll go through it, and mainly just because I want to talk about the ending. Sequence. So spoilers for The Wandering Earth.
Spoilers.
Go check it out on Netflix if you're interested. Doesn't matter what language you watch it in because it'll always look dubbed.
True.
So we're following our two main characters because the boy, it's like a boy and his dad and his grandpa, and then the dad's gonna go on the spaceship you mentioned before. And so now we jump into the future. The boy's grown up. His dad's away. He kind of resents him for it. He hasn't seen his dad in like 15 years or something. I can't remember.
It's some number of years. I think they changed the number of years multiple times as well. Because I swear when it first comes up, it says like 17 years later. But then later on, they say it's been 30 years.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. And most of the movie is CG when they go up, at least, because most of the movie takes place on the surface. They have to wear like spacesuits and stuff because obviously it's freezing cold.
Pretty cold.
So it's like 90% CG unless it's showing like inside those trucks and that sort of thing. And it's literally a coin toss of if it looks incredible, the best I've ever seen, or like
horrible.
Yeah, horrible. Like it looks like a cutscene out of a video game or something. And a lot of that, from what I noticed, was. I mean, sometimes it's just bad. A lot of times it was from weird physics. Like those big ass trucks are just like
bouncing around,
swinging around,
made of rubber.
Yeah. So those inconsistencies really threw me off and took me out of the realism for a second.
Who was the worst character in the movie?
You got an answer?
I have two answers.
Okay, let me hear yours.
They're both women. I think this movie has a problem with women and how their acting is just insane. The first thing is one of the rescuer women. They're like, people are fighting and she shoots.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
What are you doing?
You just ruined the whole. I mean, thankfully something came along, but you ruined the whole mission.
Like, not just doomed the whole Earth to like die.
For what?
For what? No more fighting. Like, what the? I was so mad. I was like, okay, she deserves. And then they're like, they're gonna shoot her, and I'm like, yes, please shoot her. She deserves to die for that. God. And the other one is the fucking sister, because she was annoying. She was just crying the whole movie. She was just crying. Something bad would happen to her. She'd go, oh no. You know,
just like that.
Over and over and over and over again. It was insane. And he was always talking about like, oh, my little sister. And the other thing is, the whole movie, I had no idea how old she was. I guess she was in her 20s or something, because that's what she looks like. That's what any normal person would assume when she looks like, oh, she's like 24 or something.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the movie, she's like, oh, my little sister, the junior high school student. I'm like, you're telling me this bitch is 11? You're lying. It's just a lie. I mean, that explains some of the crybaby-ness, but like...
It's because she lived underground. I don't know. It changes their chemistry.
Oh, and the other thing, every time they would say her name, I thought of this.
Yeah. Because what is her name?
Doduo.
She's a Pokemon.
My favorite Pokemon.
Well, I have one gripe and then my favorite part. Mm-hmm. The gripe is it wasn't constant because isn't this like a 2.5 hour movie or something? Or
2
a little
hours.
over 2 hours?
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Okay. So not like super long, but a little long. But there's parts where the pacing is jarringly fast.
After the movie, I had no idea what was going on.
That's what I'm saying. We're like, they're like, stop, we got to stop. And then this other truck comes with the payload and like, we got something important. Oh, it's a core? Okay, you're going to assist us with this mission. Then they're all on the truck and now they're driving together to complete this mission. Yeah. That is literally 30 seconds of time. Yeah. They stop. Someone new comes along. We've got this core. We got to take it to this place. You should join us. All right, hop on. And then they go.
Yeah.
That's literally how fast it happens. And it happens multiple times where it's like, if you can't look away or you will be in a completely different
I would have
setting.
No idea what was going on for like half the movie. Like at the end, towards the end, when they're like putting everything together, there's like 3 different people who are like squeezed in little spaces being squished. I don't know what's happening. Why are they being squished? What's closing on them? I don't know. There's people who would just die. I'm like, why did you die? Why did this guy die? He was fine. And then he's like, thumbs up. And he just dies. I'm like, what happened?
And it's also, it doesn't help that everyone's wearing the same stuff, so you can't even keep track of who's who and what's happening. It's a mess. God. But the peak of the movie, other than the end sequence, which is all I really want to talk about, but the peak of the movie is freaking backpack minigun guy. He whips out his minigun, dude, and like Jupiter's, sucking them up there. It's going to kill him. And he's like, nah, screw you, man. He starts just unloading into Jupiter.
Yeah. Such a badass.
Take that, planet.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
That guy's my hero.
How do they power things in the movie? How do they power 10,000
just endlessly
cities
for 2,500 years?
They can't use solar power because no sun. They can't use wind power because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I think most wind is kind of powered by the sun too because it's like different pressures that are created by cooling and warming. So if it's just all cold, there shouldn't really be that much wind.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they using? I know it's like, they're using rocks. That's what they said at one point. They're like mining rocks to power the engines, but like that's powering everything.
I mean, that's obviously it's like a rocket, giant rocket. Running endlessly for 2,500 years.
Plus all of the cities that are underground and all these cars zipping around like highways. Like, how are these?
Like, why couldn't they have made even a slightly plausible?
Why did they even need to bring the Earth instead of just making some big ships and putting people on it? I feel like would have been made way more sense, than moving the Earth. So leading into the ending, the one other thing I wanted to talk about that's it's part of the ending, but it's kind of before the ending. So first, the Earth is getting pulled into Jupiter, and they show this little graph of, first they explain that like, we're coming in a little bit too sharp, so the Earth is going to kind of hook around, but it's going to slowly collide into Jupiter and get sucked in. But then they show the course of Earth, and it's like, okay, we're going on a course, and then it just turns 90 degrees and gets sucked straight into it. Like, how did you make that kind of miscalculation?
Oops.
Yeah. And then they do all this stuff, and then a tiny miscalculation happens, and the AI and the Earth government is like, well, guess Earth is done. Bye, guys. Later. And they said, yes, there's 0% chance of this being fixed. There's 0%.
And then not like even a slight hope.
3 people are like, hey, what if we do this? And then it works.
That could work, actually.
Yeah. So that was stupid. So I was like with the guy, like, man, the government is stupid. Like, yeah, they're dumbasses. But then he's like, I know how to explode Jupiter. I'm going to destroy the space station. And I'm like, no, don't do that. What
that's like humanity's whole. You need that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Earth is like, that's not going to happen. It's not going to work anywhere. 2,500 years, something is going to break, and you're going to be fucked.
And how was the space station not being sucked into Jupiter? It's closer to Jupiter than Earth is.
Bigger thrusters.
I guess so. And also, just throughout the entire movie, they really like to flex all the like destruction and stuff. But it was like so much destruction you can't even tell what's happening. Yes. It's just stuff's just collapsing constantly, falling apart, and earthquakes and whatever. And I don't know what's happening. What fell on what?
Yep, people getting trapped. I'm like, who?
Yeah,
who's dead? Who's trapped? Who?
Because of the overwhelming cuts and jarring pacing and weird dubbing, it's hard to comprehend what is even happening in the movie, especially because it's incomprehensible on paper.
I agree.
Main thing is they're trying to bring this new core to like one of the main thrusters.
So engine Jupiter's sucking him in.
Yeah.
And that makes
Shuts
everything
down a
collapse.
bunch.
It shuts down like all the engines basically.
Yeah.
And they have to restart them. That's what they're going to do. The Earth government is like, okay, Earth's fucked. But the Earth people are like, hey, we can restart the engines and maybe fix it. So that's what they're trying to do.
Yes.
So, yeah, like you're saying, they have to get these little cores to restart each individual engine. And they need them. They need these cores. They don't have that many of them. So that's why it was so stupid when one of the characters literally just breaks, just shoots it a bunch of times and destroys it just because.
Yeah. And thankfully, right behind them, there was another core coming. But
Thank goodness. But like that core was supposed to be for a different engine, so it's like whatever. Anyways, so you want to talk about their master plan?
yeah. So the big climax is they're trying to restart the core. They're turning on, like, it seems like it's one of the main thrusters, like a big thruster or something. I don't know, but they want to turn it on, but they're already too close to Jupiter. Like, even if they turn all the jets on, like, they're not going to get away from its crest. They're too close to Jupiter. It's done for. There's already a countdown. Like, we got 30 minutes or whatever it was that we're going to die. So
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Which
So
made it
long,
even
7
more
minutes.
stupid.
So they come up with this plan. Because just call back to one of the first lines in the movie, the first 5 minutes of the movie. He's talking to his son about Jupiter and how Jupiter is made up of mostly hydrogen. So I got an idea. What if since it's sucking Earth's atmosphere, it's sucking Earth's oxygen into its atmosphere, so there's basically this like tube of gases between Earth and Jupiter that are connected. What if we ignite Jupiter's atmosphere to create an explosion that will propel us away from the planet
And put us right back on track, baby.
right back on course?
Yeah.
Calculated, baby.
It's that easy.
If you blow up the planet's atmosphere, you'll just get a nice gentle shove back in the direction you want to go to. Everyone's like, yeah, let's fucking do it, dude.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they got nothing to lose, to be fair, but what a wild concept.
Yeah. So they have to turn the engine into like a laser beam by like activating just a tiny part of it. And they put in some special code, and it turns it into a really tiny but long-range laser because it has to reach a specific spot in Jupiter. So they point like 10 engines to a specific spot. It doesn't reach far enough. So that's when the dad decides to drive the space station into Jupiter to blow it up, and it's all the fuel on board is going to like extend far enough to get to the point that it needed.
Yeah.
And another really stupid part of that was when they're like, oh, but in our code, we forgot to move the pressure pin.
Yeah.
So there's this big metal steel rod thing that like 100 people show up and they're having to hold it in place.
Yeah.
While the thing shoots a laser and to move the fucking Earth.
Because there's like 3 major conflicts. There's like, we can't get it to go far enough.
Yeah.
We got to hold this giant pin in place, and then there's also like this thing that needs to come down to like put the core in place. Is getting stuck or something, so one of the main guy has to go and like push something to make it come down. So it's like all this tension of all these 3 things coming together. Just like, we didn't even need that extra conflict.
And they had to hold it in place the whole time.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't hold any longer.
That thing's probably like 50 million tons.
Meanwhile, the dad's giving a whole speech.
Yeah, this heartfelt
And the
speech.
guy's like, no, don't do anything. No. Fuck the Earth. I want my daddy.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like that, it was a little emotional. I didn't mind it, but it just
Wasn't bad. The relationship stuff wasn't bad.
But they do it exactly what they planned. It explodes, I guess, propels them out of the way without doing anything else, really.
They have like some small number of minutes to get away, which they don't at
Yeah, it
all.
would
They don't
be-
even try. The other thing, they had one elevator. How did you put millions of people underground that far with one little elevator? How long did that take? How many trips?
For
You'd think
billions
so
of
like,
people.
oh, we can't go. The one elevator's already on the way down, and the backup elevator's broken. Okay, so there's 2. There's one.
Give
and
them
there's
credit.
a
There's
backup
2.
that's broken. Shouldn't there be like 50? There's a whole giant city under there, presumably the size of like, an actual city, and then one elevator. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man, I guess not many people are coming up, but yeah, to get them all down there.
So they fall, and they mostly all live anyway by some unexplainable miracle.
Yeah.
Because there's literal gigantic, like, city-sized fireballs just falling everywhere. Looks like hell is falling to Earth, and they
It just
They're
works out.
chilling. They're fine.
Just works out.
There's no visible movement. They're not getting propelled or moment. I don't.
But also we have they have the bubble power.
The bubble,
Big rubber ball
emergency bubble.
power. Yeah, that comes up multiple times and it saves. They're falling, which is kind of cool scene. They're falling and he saves them with the bubble. That thing's pretty sick. Kind of random,
Yeah.
but they got bubble power.
We like bubble power.
Bubble power is pretty cool.
But I don't even know what happened at the end because the guy, his suit breaks and he's freezing. Why does he live? What happened?
I don't know.
Because they're like,
Armor?
oh, he's dying, and then it just cuts and he's like
Yeah.
walking out and he's chilling. I'm like, what? That was literally a death moment. At least they try to explain why he lived.
Yeah, we have no reason to believe he would have survived that. But he did, and then now they're past Jupiter and they begin their journey. And that's the Wandering Earth project can begin. Only 2,500 years to go. Well, I think it skips ahead like a couple years, but still.
It had been 3 years or something. Yeah.
But there is a sequel.
Wandering Earth 2, baby!
I don't know what could happen in that.
The same thing, but Pluto this time.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Just days later.
Yeah. I have no idea what they would do for the sequel.
Yeah, what's like the synopsis?
It would have to be as they're getting to where they're going, right? 'Cause there's not enough. There's nothing out there. Maybe a meteor shower, like an asteroid comes or something, I guess.
So it says humans built huge engine on the surface of the Earth, blah, 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 but the road to the universe is perilous. In order to save Earth, young people once again have to step forward. Doesn't say. Very vague description.
What's the cover look like though?
There's jets. There's jets in the poster. Where would jets fit into this? Helicopters too. What?
Wandering Earth 2 is 3 hours,
Oh my!
and it came out this year.
But that was our double feature. Two very interesting movies.
Wandering Earth was at least fun.
Yeah, I had a fun time
Yeah.
with it. It's fun to really tear it apart.
Very strange.
Very strange. And The Wandering Earth 2 is not what we are recommending for this week, but maybe we'll watch it at some point in general because I am curious to see.
It's rated a full point better than the first Wandering Earth. So.
Wow. Okay.
The first one got a 5.9. This one has a 6.9.
That's actually a pretty decent score.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I like the one scene where his name's Tim, but where the main character is like pushing the thing and he's got to try to pull him out and he just like jumps through the hole. So
that was smart.
I was like,
that was smart.
all right.
Smart
that
man,
was pretty
Tim.
sick. Yeah.
Tim was weird.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of things about this movie felt a little weird to me. I don't want to like talk, whatever, say that it was like propaganda per se, but like,
Yeah.
since everything has to go through the Chinese government and has to like whatever, it feels weird. It was just weird how the one not fully Chinese person is just like a wacky dumbass who is just not in control of anything, and everybody just basically the comic relief of how much of a dumbass he is.
Yep.
But Tim,
and they give him such a white ass name.
yeah,
Tim.
and I swear his ADR was the worst. His was so bad too.
Yeah. Well,
Wandering Earth.
that's Wandering Earth and Kids vs. Aliens. Don't
that's a
watch
good thing.
Kids vs. Aliens.
Because we got a banger for next week,
Yeah,
baby.
we've been combing through some filth to finally get to a real gem.
This was the reason we made this whole podcast for this
moment.
this film
right
this
here.
point in time. What is it?
Nope, that's you. You give it to him.
5
Nights at Freddy. I thought we were gonna do it at the same time.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's
Who's your
5
favorite
Nights at Freddy's time.
animatronic?
I like Springtrap. He is
Whoa.
really scary.
I like Toy Bonnie.
Is that a real one?
Yeah, it's like a purple.
I don't even know all the names. Oh, that's the purple one? The purple rabbit?
It's got like an ear. Yeah, it's a rabbit.
I don't know all the
Whoa,
lore.
why is he watching the movie? He ain't even a FNAFer.
That's why I want to watch the movie so I can know the lore. I know some of the lore, okay? We'll talk
I've
about
seen
it. We'll get there.
But Five Nights at Freddy's, you've probably already seen it because where my FNAFers at. But we're gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy's. That's the next episode, so be prepared for that. We're prepared.
I'm so ready.
It'll be something. It'll be something. That's it, baby. Off angle. We're off angle. We're so off angle. Angular. Hit it. Wait, no. Okay.
Start it over.
Stop.
One more time. Let me hear the first few notes again. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Off Angle is once again brought to you by me and Tony. The music track in the background was created by Tony, as well as random sounds that came out of my mouth upon request. We can be found on all social medias at Off Angle Pod. And also be sure to leave us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys in the next one.